What's going on YouTube? Uberman here. So today I want to talk about reporting an incident to Uber. I've had people ask quite a few times, what should you be reporting to Uber if you have any kind of incident on a trip? What specifically do you report? Um, what's worthy of reporting to Uber? And my answer to that is if you feel like anything happened on the trip that could come back and affect you later or affect your fare later, then you need to report it to Uber. Regardless of how small you might think it is, better to be safe than sorry. Now, I'm not saying every time you hit a pothole, you get in touch with Uber and report the issue, okay? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if there was an incident during the trip that you think could affect you or your passengers down the road or affect your fare, you need to report it. So last night, my very first run of the night was at 3.6 surge, and the fare came out to $69 and change. There were three or four passengers. One was in the front passenger seat, and he was the one that caused me the most grief last night. So to start off with, they entered the wrong destination into the Uber application. So I'm on the highway taking them where I'm supposed to be taking them to, and as I get on to I-35 North, they're all screaming, "No, no, no! It's supposed to be 35 South." And so I turn back around to go south, and then they tell me to take an exit that I know is the wrong exit. They told me where they needed to go. I knew where it was, and I'm like, they're telling me I need to get onto this highway that was absolutely wrong, and I'm telling them this is not the right way, and they're like, just go, just effing go. Okay, I'm just the driver, but I told them, I was like, this is not the right way, but I'll take you where you tell me to go. You're paying for it anyway. So, of course, I get off where they tell me to, and they realize, oh, this is not right. So then they're cussing, and now they're really upset because now we're 4 miles the wrong direction from where they're supposed to be, and they're trying to pin it on me. Now, at this point, they were all in agreement with each other, but that changed quickly. So I tell them, is it okay for me to turn around and take you to your destination? And they're like, you're right, you're the driver, just drive. Go ahead and drive, okay? Now, this is where things fall apart. I get on the right track, taking them where they need to go. And the guy in the front seat keeps insisting that I take him a different direction. He wants me to get off on an exit that I don't need to get off on because he wants to go to a Taco Bell. Well, the other two or three passengers in the back are saying, no, shut the F up, let him drive, leave him alone. And, this guy grabbed my leg and he kept pointing, effing go this way, effing go this way. So, here's the thing. When you got this many people in the car, you should really find out who the paying passenger is, because that's the one you need to listen to. So I said, can I ask who the passenger on this account is? And of course, the guy in the middle in the back seat was like, me. And I was like, okay. I said, you're the one paying for the trip. You tell me where to go. And he said, I want you to take me where we're supposed to be going. Don't listen to this guy. And I said, absolutely, that's what I'm going to do. And then the guy in the front seat starts getting really belligerent. I mean, worse than he was. He's very angry now. And he starts rubbing my leg, which, that's not my thing. But I try to, if he had gone a little bit further, I can't tell you exactly how I would have handled that. But, it probably would have ended with everybody getting out of my car. But he starts telling me that he's handsome and he's wealthy and he's horny, and I'm like, we've got 5 more minutes of this trip left and then I'm done with you guys. That's all I kept trying to tell myself, is just get through the trip. You're going to be okay. And I mean, this guy started getting very aggressive. He was loud. He was belligerent. This is something you report to Uber. Okay, they had the wrong destination. Then they told me to get off on the wrong exit. It was a disaster. It's like this was a disaster trip. So I drop him off. First thing I do is rate him 1 star. Period. No excuse for that behavior. I'm sorry. I don't care if you're intoxicated or not. If you can't handle your liquor, you shouldn't drink that much. Maybe you shouldn't even drink at all. As I drive away, I find a spot, about half a mile away where I'm definitely out of their view, out of their way. And this is where we're going to get in. How to report something to Uber if you don't already know. Most of you probably do, but okay, so we're in the Uber application here. Give it a second to pull up. Okay, you're online. Now, at the end of your trip, when you get to rate your passenger over here from 1 to 5 stars, there's a button underneath, right about here, that says need help. Okay, since I don't have an ended trip right here to show you, we're going to do the second thing, which is if you've already rated out of habit and you moved on, you're like, oh man, I needed to report something. Okay, go offline, go up here, and you're going to see your trip history. Okay, click on that. Now find the trip that you had an issue with. We're going to just pick one. Let's say it's this one right here. Okay, at the bottom, I hope you can see it. I know that this light probably is not helping, but need help. Okay, now you get a bunch of options right here. You get, I picked up the wrong rider. Let's hope you didn't do that. Uber doesn't take kindly to that. I found an item in my vehicle. I had an issue with the fare. I had an issue with the rider, or I was in an accident. Okay, obviously I had an issue with the rider, so click I had an issue with the rider. Then you get two more options over here, which is request a cleaning fee if it's puker or peer or something like that. Report a serious rider concern. That's where I fall in. Okay, click right here, and you can either type it all out or you can come over here and use your speech to text. But I highly recommend, if you're doing that, you read very carefully what it's saying, because we all know speech to text does not work all that great. Okay, at the end of that, submit. Of course, I'm not going to, because I had no problems with that ride, no issues at all. But once you submit, go back online and start your day. Continue your evening or go home, whatever the case may be. Anyway, guys, that's all I wanted to share with you. I wanted to share with you my story from last night, so you can know that was my first trip of the evening, guys. I logged in the best part of Surge, like I always do, trying to take advantage. And you know, you got to take the good with the bad. Some rides are great, most rides are great. Some rides are just really crappy. Other rides are mediocre. Just the way it is, guys. But myself included, I get the bad runs too. At least I made $70 doing it. You know, as you can see here, I got my got me another black Nike hat. That came in today. Got the Galaxy Gear Fit watch. Not that it really makes any difference or anybody really cares, but you know, anytime I get new purchases or something, I try to throw it out there. That's it for the video, guys. Just remember, if you feel like you had an issue with your trip that could affect either your fare or you or your passengers, you've got to report it. I mean, even if it seems like it may be a small detail, I think it's better safe than sorry. Just don't go overboard with it. You know, you don't need to report a problem if you hit a pothole. Every time you hit a pothole or anything like that, you don't need to report all that. Just if it's something you think could cause you a problem down the road or your passengers or negatively affect your fare, definitely go ahead and report it to Uber. Better safe than sorry. Cover your butts, guys. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Be safe out there, and Uber on.